Thanks so much for joining us today here, guys. We are asking my top 2 lenders, top questions that we get asked. We're here with Mike Cunningham and Brett Baird. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Good.
I think I have a little bit of a doozy for you. Ready?
All right.
What are the differences and what are they, or I guess what are the differences between a traditional big bank lender such as Chase, a correspondent, or a broker?
So Mike and I work at very similar sized companies that are both correspondent lenders. What that means is we do everything from the initial application through funding in-house. It gives us a large advantage just in case we need something from an underwriter or we need a better answer. There's a lot more interpersonal communication. I can actually walk down the hallway to my underwriter's office, knock on her door, and hash a file out, as opposed to a larger bank such as maybe a Chase or Wells Fargo. They have a loan officer that is maybe dedicated in one branch, in one retail space. Their processor might be in Boise. Their underwriter might be in Austin.
I was going to say Des Moines.
Des Moines?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We'll go with that. Des Moines. And their underwriter is probably in another state. Their manager probably doesn't work directly for them in their branch as well. So it's just a control thing. It makes it a much quicker and easier process to have everything in one shop, and also the relationships that you create after being in the shop with the personnel that you work around, I think fosters getting loans done quicker and easier with less headache, as opposed to going to a big box lender where they have little control. They're expected to produce an incredible amount of loans a month with very little support staff, and it's really tough to get results. A broker, how would you go with that?
I'd say the brokers, they're kind of dwindling. It seems like it's a little more regulation, in our industry. So correspondents are protected a lot more on the compliance side. But the brokers, they'll kind of shop your loan around to a bunch of different lenders. But as far as the control of the deal, they probably have the least amount, would you say?
Probably.
Because they don't have an underwriter sitting right next to them or a processor sitting right next to them. They're kind of relying on different banks and phone calls and trying to put out fires that way.
Yeah. I was a broker for a really long time until we became somewhat non-competitive against the correspondent model. If I'm doing 10 loans a month and I'm sending them to 2 different shops, well, their volume that they get from me isn't very great, so I'm pretty low on the total pool, as opposed to being a correspondent model. It's everyone's forces kind of combined to be able to pay for the underwriting staff and operations and make it a smoother process.
Anything else to add?
If you talk to Sarah Bowles, she's probably going to tell you to work with the full correspondent lender.
I will stand behind that statement. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate you addressing that. I know that can sometimes be a little confusing for people. Join us next time for my favorite question. And I think it might be a stumper for both of you. So, join us next time. Thanks.
You're going to pay your monthly payment, and you're going to pay your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance every single month.
So if we give them a little bit of a higher interest rate, it could be anywhere from, depending on whether it's a conventional or FHA loan, let's call it a 0.25% interest rate. For them paying a 0.25% higher in their interest rate, we can then credit them funds at closing towards their closing costs.